Hey everyone. So I just wanted to hop on and do another update for the day. So it was actually not a bad day at all. Freezing last night, I'm not gonna lie, it was freaking cold, dude. But we survived. And it was pretty hot today. The weather's kind of been on and off, so it is what it is. But um, I did get blessed today with some food, twice actually. So it's funny, and this is like exactly how, God works, guys. I literally, kid you not, was praying, God, please give us support, like, so we can be fed tonight and, yada yada. And literally, I kid you not, 5 minutes later, a lady walked over to me and asked me if she can help me, with some money. And I said, that's up to you, but you do not have to do that. I'm weird with, like, I gotta I get weird with that, guys. I don't like taking things from people. Um, but she did, and it was very, very nice of her. She gave me a couple bucks, and I was able to go in, get us all fed. And then I had another lady a little bit after. She was very nice, and she helps me as well. She took me in to the dollar store and got me some food and everything like that, some extra food for me, because at the time I only got food for the pets and myself a drink. But then she came and I was able to get food. So I was like, extremely grateful for that. And if you guys are watching who have helped me, I hope God blesses you tenfold. And I really, really appreciate you. You have no idea. Um, so, I just wanted to share that. That's really gave me hope, made me very grateful and happy that there are good people out there supporting us in the background. And that, God does work through people and does answer your prayers sometimes within 5 minutes. So sometimes it could be years, days, or minutes, seconds, whatever. God works how He works. But yeah, so I just kind of wanted to give an update on that. I've just been thinking about a lot of stuff lately. Now, mind you, I don't really know, I don't pay attention. Even just sitting here in the car, like, I still don't watch the news, or I think it's toxic, half of it's lies. It's all, fucking a game, you know what I mean? Just to keep people in that fear state and just, they're puppets, yeah, unfortunately. But I do know there's, a lot going on. I could feel it from what people have mentioned online, things like that. There is, things are changing. There's big changes coming, okay, for the better. Might get bumpy for a little while, but things are changing drastically. But, and that's what got me thinking today, we can't make those changes without supporting each other, okay? And this whole situation that I've been in has humbled me a lot with that and taught me a lot about that. So, for example, like, people are hating on the government, this and that. And I get it, guys. I get it. The way the government is set up, it's been corrupted, like 100%. It's fucked, okay? It was purposely set up that way by these insane, cult like, Masonic groups, whatever, however you want to say it. It's all the same, okay? It was a system built by the devil. Let's just put it that way. It's devil energy, okay? Um, However you want to say it's happening, this or that, it doesn't matter. It's all the same. What matters is we can't divide. That is their biggest tactic and advantage, is when we divide. Okay, so we can't sit here and say all government's bad. Screw the government. Let's go haywire. Blah blah blah. Where's that gonna get us? That ain't gonna get us anywhere. Yes, do we need to drastically, completely, probably dismantle and rebuild the government in some way, organized way? Yes, 100%. But that's the key word, organized, steady way, not rip everything apart. That's going to be chaos, guys. Now, we have to understand and trust in God that there is good people in these groups. Okay? Think about it. If these cult-like Masonic groups, whatever, have all these people implant in the post office and, you know, Social Security, you know, the White House, all this shit. Don't you think that God would also have angels, or however you want to put it, doesn't matter, good people, divine people, however you want to put it? Don't you think that God has placed people in those positions too? God ain't stupid. He's better at chess game than fucking the devil is. I could tell you that, and he already knows we're gonna win. It's all divinely orchestrated, whether you want to believe that or not. But he knows what he's doing. So just think about it. Even if you don't believe in God or whatever, just think about it. If there has to be good and evil, there can't just be evil, guys. And I struggled with that for a while at one point. Like, is it really only bad? You know what I mean? And with everything I've gone through, like, is God there? Like, and you know, God showed himself to me. I'm not gonna go into that, but one could say quite literally. But you know, he's out there. If there's evil, if people believe in that, people are so quick to believe in like the satanic devil shit, but so quick to dismiss that there's good, that there's God or a spirit, source, however you want to put it, guys. There is. And of course he's going to put people in those positions too. So now, do the bad outnumber the good? Most likely, the way things that are going. But can bad be reversed in some cases? I think so. I'm a firm believer that not everybody is unsavable, I guess you could put. It was very interesting. I was reading some notes that I had written months and months ago when all this started, when I was still at my house, you know, when everything, you know, started collapsing. And I actually did not realize I wrote this. I went back to it. I think I channel a lot of stuff too and then go back to it. But I came back to it and it said, and this is hard for me to even say, guys, but I have seen even the worst case of psychopathy and narcissism show a little bit even of love, or how did I put it, authenticity at one point or another, which I hate to break it, unless it really was the best act in the world, there were, even if it's just a little bit, I have seen it. We're all capable of love. We weren't born evil. Whether people want to claim it's in our, you know, oh, it's biological, blah, 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 blah. Nah, I don't think we're born evil. I think we're all born in God's image, and we're all born with light, and we are systematically dismantled as human beings, and we are tempted into going into the darkness. And you know, not only that, but a lot of the way everything is set up is in reverse. You know, the devil does that. Okay? They revert everything, and then they trick you into these systems that you unknowingly are worshiping the devil, you're in devil energy or low vibrational energy. So again, not everybody's just per se evil on purpose, but you know, even the worst people, like, I don't think they were born evil. You know what I mean? And I am a firm believer that if the devil can revert things, so can the light. So instead of like, get rid of the government, get rid of this, get rid of that, like, instead of like fully, even social media, things like that, I don't think that we need to get rid of all that, because there are good things in those, or they can be utilized for good. They just have to be reverted back, because nothing started out evil, I don't think. I really don't believe that. So, you know, that's kind of my opinion on that. Just like, again, you know, with these groups, like, and again, okay, so like celebrities, right? Like Hollywood, there's a big thing going on right now, obviously, where everybody's like, what the fuck with Hollywood? Like, we all didn't know that for how long now. But, and I will tell you straight up, this whole entire situation that I have been going through right now, being gang stalked, whether you want to believe that or not, if you haven't been following all my videos, it's pretty hard to fake it at this point. With everything I've been going through, being attacked by basically a cult, I've learned a lot. Now, mind you, I used to be, when I didn't know all this was happening to me, I used to be one of those people. I don't agree with idolizing celebrities in the first place, okay? I never really idolized them. And this isn't to bash anybody. Like, I barely knew half their names or anything like that. Like, I knew of them, knew their faces, this and that. But, like, I never idolized them. I never obsessed over them. Like, I wish I could be them. Like, yeah, I'm sure everybody, like, at one point, it's like, I wish I had that money, or I wish. But you don't want to be in that envious state in the first place. So going through all this, now, even though I never idolized them, and I was kind of actually like, fuck celeb, you know what I mean? There were some where I was like, oh, they're cool, blah, blah, blah. But I was kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, I'd rather just be, here, and they're kind of just fucked up and blah, blah, blah. But this has taught me a lot. So think about it. And this isn't just with celebrities. This is with government employees too. But Hollywood is a big one for this example. So we obviously know that Hollywood's basically a cult. I feel like we've all known this for a very fucking long time, but again, everybody's so distracted with like 9-to-5 jobs and all this other shit they dump on. They do it on purpose to distract us, okay? But we all knew it. And people are waking up. That's God working through people. We're all waking up. And in order to avoid a disaster and in order to we have to stay united, guys. We cannot divide. That is what they want. And what they do in these cults, and what Hollywood is, think about it. You guys can't go and say everybody's horrible, this and that. Now, yes, have a lot of them probably made mistakes and stuff? Yes, 100%. We all have, though, guys. Think about it. And it humbled me being in this situation. Because when your life's at risk, when your family's life's at risk, or when you join something you don't know what you're actually joining, or you're tricked, because you got to realize, guys, these cults don't just go, here, we like do this, that, you want to come join. Like, no, they're gonna trick you. They're not gonna tell you the full story, okay? That's how they operate. They trick you into signing NDAs, so you can't speak out about it. That's another thing. They legally bind you. They make you do things you don't even realize you're doing, and they record it for blackmail. Guys, they harass. I can only imagine if this is what I'm going through. I can only imagine how they are right now, how they feel, half of them. Now, again, I'm not saying they're all love and light and this. No, there are some very toxic people in that environment, and some people that I don't want to say can't be saved, but that's up to God. That's God's thing. You know what I mean? That's not for me to say, but some of them might be a little too far gone, at least for this life cycle. Let's just put it that way. But again, guys, they're not all bad. We can't say they're all bad. God puts angels everywhere, or however you want to put it, good people. Now, like, I just saw a video not too long ago of a celebrity. I won't even mention their name, but like, they were jogging, and they were just doing a video, and they saw a person. They immediately turned around and had to go back the other way and went, oh, person. Like, can you think about it, guys? Can you imagine? First of all, say there was even no cult, doesn't matter. We idolize these people so much and obsess over them so much that they can't have a normal life. Yeah, they got money, they got this, they got that, but I guarantee you half of them will literally tell you that's not all it. You know what I mean? They probably rather have a regular fucking life, just like us. They probably rather have, like, some of them rather have, like, oh, I wish I could just go to the grocery store. I wish I could just go to a Dunkin'. Or I wish I could just work a 9-to-5, be normal. You know what I mean? They can't do that, guys. Because it's not just the cult that's at fault for that, guys. It's us, too. We need to stop idolizing these people. Should we look up to them? Certain ones that are of, I say, of divinity, of divine light, or like, people that have stuff to offer us. Yes, of course we can look up to them and we can learn from them. We don't need to obsess. We don't need to idolize. That's toxic for both them and us. Yeah, they may like it at first, or some may. Obviously, there are going to be people that are obsessed with attention, but the normal people out there, the normal celebrities, I'm sure they can't stand it, half of them. You know what I mean? So I really think we gotta burn that bridge, guys. We need to, first of all, forgive these people, and we can't bash all of them. Think about it, okay? They're probably dealing with so much shit that half of them didn't even know what they were signing up for, and now they're screwed. I don't want to say they're screwed. That's putting bad juju out there. They're not screwed, okay? We all work together, and everything is going to be okay. But think about it, guys. Like, if we go, why do you think they're not speaking out? Okay, we all know shit's going on, and everyone's too afraid to speak out because we don't have unity. They don't have backup. You know what I mean? Like, they know if they speak out, we're all gonna be like, "Rah!" You know what I mean? And not be forgiving. Why would they want to speak out? Because not only are they gonna have the cult on them, then they're gonna have all us on them. You know what I mean? So I really do believe, and that goes with government too, everything. We all need to work together, guys. We need, and even the people that have done wrong. Now, I'm not talking about people like fucking Diddy and like all these like pedophiles and shit. Like, no, fuck that. I'm gonna keep it to a minimum on that. Again, leave that up to God. I'm not saying that, guys. I'm talking about the people that, you know, maybe, I don't know, like went out and like made themselves look like a fool doing drugs, or like, I don't, just stupid party shit, or it doesn't matter. Like, everybody makes mistakes, guys. You know, and these cults too, I would imagine, try to make them look as bad as they can. Look at like the Britney Spears situation and everything like that. Like, there's so many different situations. But, you know, these are just people too, guys. And they're dealing, again, this situation I've dealt with has really humbled me and really made me realize that. Like, I can only imagine, you know what I mean? And now I can kind of imagine. So, like, we all need to work together. We need to stop bashing every single one of them. They're not all Hollywood. They're not all the cult. And honestly, guys, a lot of them have a lot to offer us. I really do believe that. Some may not even have been able to express their full potential with what they can actually offer us, because of the control the cult, Hollywood or whatever, had over them. So we all need to come together. We need to work together to fight this evil. How do you fight evil? Not with evil. You fight it with love. And a lot of people are like, blah, 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 blah. No, like, I pray, no one's gonna believe this, but I pray for my enemies. I do. Now, do I say send them healing and love and light and blah, blah, blah? Yes, technically, but not like you guys think. The way that I do it is basically I say, God, I pray that you bring, you know, these enemies, these people that are in devil energy, I pray that you bring them closer to you. And I even say, you know, I pray that you do give them the karma that they deserve, but not in a negative light. Because I don't believe in sending out negative energy. It comes back to you, it's not good. You know, I do it and I say, Spirit, please, you know, provide the karma that they need to learn their karmic lessons so that they may come closer to you and, you know, heal. You know, because if you do it in a good intent out of love, that's what God's looking for. If you send out negative energy, oh God, I wish you would curse them and blah blah blah, that's just gonna come right back to you. But no, I do ask God, I say, can you give them their karma so that they can learn their karmic lessons and come closer to you and heal and, you know, be a better person. Because even whoever the best person in the world, you know, we all have karmic lessons. We all get our karma. We all done stupid things. You know what I mean? Now, are there some people that are gonna probably take a lot of life cycles to release their karma that they sent out? Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, there's some people that are really nasty, guys. But again, you know, pray for your enemies, love them. Don't, you know, you don't need to make yourself vulnerable. You don't need to send out your energy to them or like any bullshit like that. But just, you know, I believe that, you know, asking God to try to bring them closer to him, you know, I think the more people we can save, the more people we can bring closer to God, the better. You know, I don't believe in sending out negative energy. Now, is that to say I don't ever like let some comments slip in my head and get a little nasty and this and that when people fuck with me really bad? Yeah, of course I do, guys. And you know, I'm a human. I pray for forgiveness for that, but you know, again, in general, like I don't believe I'm preying on the downfall even of your enemies, you know. So that's my advice. That's what I'm throwing out there just for everybody. I really think that we need to look at this in a different perspective. We can't be divided. We can't. It just won't work that way. And again, you know, a lot of the even people in the government, we're gonna need their help, guys. We're gonna need people on the inside. We're gonna need all that. We can't do this alone. And again, celebrities or whatever, they're just people too. We're all celebrities, guys. We can all be celebrities. You know what I mean? Like that's why they divide cults, and cults in general like seclude you. They divide you. You know, so I just learned a lot, you know, from going through this, and I think that's why God allowed me to be in this situation. You know, that he humbled me and taught me a lot throughout this whole situation. So I'm actually really glad, you know, that I got to have this experience in a weird way, you know. Um, but yeah, you know, that's my advice to everybody. Don't be so quick to jump down everybody's throats. There's a lot to the story you guys probably don't even know, you know. So not nobody knows other people's stories fully, you know, until we, you know, learn to try to understand instead of pointing the finger at everybody. You know, yeah, these cults are nasty. A lot of people in double energy, but a lot of these people got trapped in it. So I do believe a lot of them, they need to be, you know, rehabilitated back into society, guys. We need to be accepting of them, and we need to invite them back in. I'm sure that's what a lot of them want. You know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think a lot of them want that too. They might not say it, but you know. So just, you know, food for thought, guys. Just think about that before you go and bash everybody. You know, I really think that we can all come together and fight this and make this work. So, but yeah. So that's my thoughts on everything. I don't really have any other updates. You know, just chilling in my car with my dogs. um, Nothing too eventful has happened. So, but alright guys, well I will come back for another update tomorrow. Wish me luck for another night.